You can still grow a brand online in 2025, and I'm going to show you how you can do it profitably in less than 30 days. Now, before we get into it, my name is Kommer. If we haven't had the opportunity to meet before, it's a pleasure. And I've spent the last 12 years dedicated to growing small businesses into medium to large size enterprises for people just like you. Everything from people who have existing businesses looking to grow, or people who have a fresh new idea that needs the right marketing engine behind it to really make it a success. Now, that being said, I want to start off with one of our latest case studies so that maybe you can just get a little bit of an idea about what you can expect and how we get the results that we do.
I can't believe it. I mean, I almost cannot believe it. I don't even, how do most people find me?
That's a phenomenal question, but I'll go ahead and show you. 14,395.
Oh, Jesus. I'm almost literally on the verge of tears right now. Okay, I'm not going to cry. No crying in brand business, but I am very emotional right now. Oh my God. You guys, that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Steve, I have done no marketing. You understand? Like nothing.
Before we get into this next case study, I want to tell you a little bit about Nancy. She owns a newsletter and is a coach for people who are looking to get into new relationships at the middle of their life, whether it be the fact that they're widowed or alternatively maybe divorced, what have you. So that's just a very, very small example of how niche our services can get to get you customers that you want in 30 days. So let's look at 30 days for Anna Sanchez here. She owns Stacked LA, a gold-filled jeweler. In her first month, she wanted to crack 10K. We did that exactly. We did $10,570.82. And you can see that in the screenshot from the Facebook ads here. And she had a total of about $15,729 in gross sales in the month of April. So she witnessed 51% growth in the first 30 days at a 3x return on ad spend. Now, on a second month, we did $29,000 in revenue, and the goal was just 20. You can see a small trend here starting to develop. We increased her overall sales 96% in that second month, and we were responsible for driving $22,707.07 of that total goal at a 2.64x return. Now, mind you, she had nearly 100% growth in month 2. And in her first 90 days, we drove a total of $58,593.39. And we got her 80% growth compared to the 3 months prior. Now that's pretty good, but I want to give you a little bit more assurance that you're listening to the right person to do your marketing. We have Matthew Lang, the plant guy out of South Florida, who you may know. He runs quite a bit of ad dollars, as you can see here. In the first 30 days that we worked with him towards the beginning of the year, we spent about $8,000 in spend and drove $51,378.97, a 6.5x return on ad spend. In his first 90 days, we drove a total of $133,924.34 at a 4.5x return. You can see here, plant guy on both ends, both the ad account and the Shopify, so that you can cross-reference the amount of revenue we drove versus what he made. So, you can see here that we are driving the bulk of the revenue for the clients that we work with. And of course, we want you to be next. Now, again, I don't want to just let this be all about paid ads. We are also absolute killers with email. As you can see here, this is Chad from Per Glass, one of the oldest American-made bong and glass manufacturers in the country. And we were able to increase his email revenue 157%, making up 62% of his total revenue. And this was just in his first month. Now, yes, of course, this was over Black Friday. So if you want to go ahead and take that into consideration, please do. But his overall sales grew 75%, and it was because of email. Now, we can't even run ads for this industry. So again, we can get super niche, super technical, and really dial it in with just email if that's all you're limited to. He has a little testimonial here as well, said some very kind words. I highly, highly recommend on your own time checking out some of the other video testimonials that you'll see from other clients that have worked with us, but I want to make sure that this is a good use of your time. Here we have one of our best case studies ever. This was last year. This is TJR. For those of you that don't know who he is a day trader and got big in crypto over the course of the last 2 years. And in his first 30 days growing his prop firm one-of-one funding, we were able to generate $726,599.49 with practically zero pre-existing revenue, and we did it at a near 17x return, okay? That was just the first month. In the first 3 months, we drove $3.1 million in revenue, again, at a 17x return. And over the first 6 months, we drove $6,291,504.01 at over a 12.3x return. We were running email, Facebook ads, and Google ads. In this case, you can see a 7x return on Facebook ads over the course of the first 6 months. You can see about a 5.6x return on Google ads and over $3 million in email revenue driven, 70% coming from our email marketing campaigns and about 30% coming from our automations. Now, I could end it there, but of course I'm not going to. $2 million in the last year for Palm Beach Collective, another e-com store that did about $500,000. Another e-com email study, they did 257% more in their first 30 days on email. Another international client here at a 20x return. We spent $1,000 on ads in a month and generated about $21,000. Another one where we did a 19x return, about $2,000 in spend, made $34,000. And Educated Mess Skincare, who you may know and love, they make some of the best skincare products. In their first 90 days, we were able to increase their sales 2,709%, being just over at $100,000 in 90 days. And here is another case study, another one of our best, about $7.8 million in the first year, and 62% of that coming from email alone. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. All of these other fantastic case studies, including Chad being right there, are on my YouTube. You can go check them out on your own time. They're all about 1 minute to 3 minutes long, so do it at your own accord, but I want you to know where you can go to find a trusted voice to speak about their experience with us. So to get into the meat and potatoes of what we're gonna cover and how this applies to your business, we're gonna go over who our system works best for, how our system actually works, how we make results last, what we do to make it work, and what you need to do to make it work. So let's get right into it. So our first and most important piece to hit on here, our most successful clients have 3 common qualities. They're firm on their goal, but flexible on the means. They are open to trying new things, and they're able to remove emotion from their decision-making process. If you have those qualities, then you are a perfect fit for the system. Now, let's talk about some of your business qualifications. Your business must be doing in excess of 25K a month or at least 75K in the last 90 days. So you're doing about 25K a month on average. You must have an available ad budget of $3,000 or more per month, at least $100 a day in ad spend. If you do not have $100 a day in ad spend to grow your business, you're not going to grow a business. You're going to grow a hobby at best. And lastly, you must be able to allocate at least $25,000 over the next 90 days to make sure that this is going to work long term. If you can't invest $100,000 into your business to grow it, you're never going to make $1 million in a year. I'm just being frank. Maybe that's a turnoff for you, but if that's the case, you're not our right customer. So I wish you the best. And if you ever need anything moving forward, awesome, let us know. If you think you can allocate $100 a day and 25 grand over the course of the next 90 days, this will work for you. That I can guarantee. The next thing to hit on is our fundamentals. We have to identify your target market and what your identity is to them. So how does your business get perceived by your ideal target audience, right? Well, how do they see you? How do they see your brand? Secondly, what is your ideal target audience and their biggest pain point within your industry? Is it no one offers all natural solution? Is it that like the prices for the market are just too high? Is the quality the issue? What is their single biggest thorn in their side? Can we identify it and can we exploit it? The third thing is, what feedback has your customers offered you about their experience with your business? The best businesses, the one that grow the fastest and the most consistently, listen to what their customers have to say. If you're not doing that, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. I know this for a fact because we've seen it time and time again. Next, how does your ideal target audience perceive your business, right? This is a really, really big thing to hit on. Are you fairly priced for what you offer when you look at your competitors and what they're putting into the marketplace? Do your customers see people they identify with, so people that look like them, sound like them, have the same type of lifestyle? Do they see those people enjoying your product or service? Think about that. Take a really long moment and pause and think, do people truly like us better than our competition? The third thing here is, do they see the potential to be satisfied with your product? Are they actually seeing people they think are like them enjoying what you have to offer? Because if they do, they'll buy. If they don't, you're going to need more of those people. The third thing about identifying your audience and how this works is what is their biggest pain point within your industry? I hit a couple examples before, but I'm going to run it through it again. Does your industry have one core problem customers are demanding needs solved, right? If there is a ton of opportunity for you to be the single biggest provider of your product or service in your industry. I saw that with 1 and TJR firsthand. We had no discounts, no promotions, anything on the front end. We were just solving the industry's biggest problem and telling people that we could. The second thing, what's the root of the negative feedback in your competition, their product, or your industry at large? Use that information to make your product better before people bring up the same point or issue with you, right? Try and get ahead of the curve. And then the third thing is, at what price point is your market almost always satisfied with your product? That is the Goldilocks zone. That is where you want to spend the bulk of your time, especially if you run sales all the time. You don't want to over discount your product, but you also want to make sure the value that you offer to your industry is actually one that gets recognized as fair or great for the price. And then lastly, what feedback have your customers offered you about their experience with your business? What's being criticized and what's getting praised? Is it the quality? Is it the price? Is it the effectiveness of what you're offering? Think about those things, itemize them, write them down, and then have it in front of you. Make decisions based on those things. Secondly, does your competition receive the same kind of complaints or praise? If they do, whether it's positive or negative, use that to your advantage, because that's showing third-party satisfaction with something your competitors are doing. If you're not doing stuff that their customers like and are telling the brand or business that they enjoy those things, you're leaving money on the table. You can take that competition. Those customers have to come from somewhere. So it might as well be your competition. Make yourself the bigger one in the space. And same thing goes for the negativity. If you're doing the right things and you see your competition's customers complaining about stuff they're doing and you're not doing those things, then stay away from them. Don't let that one drop of bad blood taint your entire business just by trying to cut corners or trying to cut costs or anything that customers would have a reason to have an issue with you and your business. And then lastly, who does it best in your industry and what sticks out as to why? It's not just about your competition. It's about being the brand that your business should be like and executing on it. If you can figure out how to be the best in your space and you can reverse engineer the game plan to get to that point, you need to. No business gets into business to close its doors. You got to be in it for the long haul. Otherwise, you're not going to make it another 6 months, another year, another 2 years. Think about that. So now that we've gone through all of the psychological things that you need to have a handle on in your business to get those customers, we need to talk about how to make results last. So in understanding your customer, we need to identify what your key market demographics are to begin with. And the reason that we do this is because every ad platform lets you execute on these things. Doesn't matter about the targeting, doesn't matter about anything else. You got to get the basics down first. So the gender of the customers that you're looking for, are they predominantly male, female, or both? These are things you have to take into consideration because men usually have a different associated conversion cost than women. And if you're trying to get both, there might be some value in being specific with your ads. If you are using women in some ads, target women using those creatives. If you're targeting men and you have men in your creatives, there's alignment there, right? You have to think about these things. Location, where are your customers located? If you're a local business and you're looking to grow online, start targeting local first. They're already familiar with you. Cut your actual customer acquisition costs down, right? Be smart about it. Third, what's your market size? How many potential customers are even in your market to begin with? Is it a growing market? Does it ebb and flow? Is it a lot of one-time customers? Is it a recurring model? Think about these things because this is going to directly impact your ad costs and it's also going to directly impact the amount of offers you have to keep an eye on so that you know how to navigate your market. And then after we get our key market demographic down, we have to get granular. That's very, very important because the extra money is in the little details. So look at the platforms. Where is your key market demographic spending most of their time when online? Did you know the average screen time for most, whether it be a smartphone, computer, a tablet, what have you, is spending 8 hours a day in front of a screen on average, okay? Think about that. If you knew, and assume they get 8 hours of sleep, that 1/3 of someone's day or half of the time that they're awake, you can market to them directly and inexpensively, why wouldn't you do it where your customers are spending all of their time? Is that TikTok? Is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it their email? Are they Googling? Think about those things. And there's a very specific breakdown that we can go into on our consultation call to show you where you should be focusing your efforts based off of your key market demographic. The second thing here is the consumer psychology behind your key market demographic. What triggers turn your key market demographic subconscious thoughts into consciousness and conscious action, right? Those are the things that we need to figure out to get them to react in the first place. And then lastly, the allure behind your product and brand. How can you package your key market demographic's dream outcome into an offer that they just won't say no to? That's how we really focus on scaling. And then to go over the really core things here, our job and your job. Our function is simple. We aim. We audit because not all businesses are created equal, but our system allows them to be plug and play, so it makes it kind of on the same field. So that way everyone's starting with like a clean slate that we know we can grow on, okay? If your foundation's shaky, your business is gonna have a really tough time growing once it gets to a certain point, and we don't want that for you. We don't wanna see you go through that, and we don't want you to blame us for that being the case. So that's why we do all of the auditing that we do from the start, so that everybody starts on the same playing field. The second thing that we do is install. We implement our digital ecosystem into your business so that it can start growing as soon as it's implemented. And then the third thing is manage it. We strategize, goal set, and facilitate the needed measures to hit the growth goals through our strategy, which we are going to set together, whether that's your growth goals, the timeline to implement certain things, because every business is different. You might already have things in place that we wouldn't necessarily say to start with, but because they are the things you already have, sometimes it's best to start there. Now, your job. Your function, also kind of simple. CAM, you have to communicate. That is the single biggest thing that makes every business go from a good business to a great business, is truly communicating at every level. So that being said, the less time you can use to make decisions, the more action you can take. And the best way to have everything that you need to make decisions is to communicate, right? Because you got to get the information from somewhere. The second thing I need you to do is act. We must collectively act as a team. When you need something, we act. When we need something from you, you act. That's how we grow this business, your business in particular, as quickly as humanly possible, without missing steps, without cutting corners. We have to work and collaborate as a team at every step of the way. And the third thing here, also manage. You're just managing different things. So whether that's your inventory, your fulfillment on your orders, your team, etc., all of those things are obviously not necessarily in our wheelhouse. We aren't offering to do them for you. So you or someone else needs to do them. So without further ado, if you are ready to grow your business online over the next 30 days, guaranteed, we will make your marketing profitable or you will not pay us a penny. I invite you to click the link below this video and book a call right now. We are right now in a period in time where all of the rules for growing a business are being rewritten, but unfortunately, it is not on the terms of the business owners. It's on the terms of the market, and we've cracked that code. We've been doing this for 12 years, and our team is full of people who are Facebook marketing partners, Google marketing partners, Klaviyo marketing partners. We are the veterans of the space. I really want to work with your business. I want to see if it has the necessary fundamentals in place to really blow it out of the park for you, and I promise not to waste your time if it doesn't. But the last thing I'll do is leave you hanging without information so that you can get things squared away so that maybe down the road, we're a better fit for one another. That sounds good to you. Go ahead, book that call. Book it now. I promise you it will be the best 30 minutes you spend for your business, whether you work with us or not. I'll see you over there.